Sports Illustrated fantasy expert and 120 fantasy analyst Michael Beller here to tell you which hitter in the bigs might be headed for a second-half slump. So if you are a fantasy owner, pay attention to this name.
This week I wrote something on SI.com, the surprise all-star team, all-star break, all-star theme. And I went and wanted to find how did the Orioles get Mark Trumbo? Because I couldn't remember how he ended up in Baltimore. It was a trade for Steve Clevenger. So that's what people thought of Mark Trumbo just last winter.
Yeah.
Now 28 home runs, leading the major leagues in that category. Obviously, just a huge piece for this first-place Orioles team in the AL East. But I think a downturn's coming. Now, we know the power's legit going back to his days with the Angels, with the Diamondbacks.
Absolutely.
Guy's always been able to hit for power, so you can't question that. But we've seen major jumps in the rate categories, batting average and OBP specifically. And that's something that really hasn't been there in his career and really isn't supported by a lot of his underlying statistics. There are plenty of guys who can get lucky for 3.5 months in those categories, as Trumbo has, I believe. We know he's still going to hit for power. Probably going to end the season with 40, 45, on pace for 52 home runs right now. But you got to believe that those rates are going to come down. I mean, just a guy who hasn't done this over his career, and it'd be a stretch to expect him to do that for a full season. I think he's the guy who you can really go out and sell right now because of those power numbers and because they're legit power numbers. Still a lot of value in this guy, but I think we've certainly seen the best of him in 2016. If I owned him, I'd be trying to sell.
If you have Mark Trumbo, perhaps try and fill another hole in your roster because, like Beller said, you probably at this point have seen the best of Mark Trumbo in 2016, and it's been good as he leads the bigs in homers at the All-Star break.